Hello, Mark here. So, what do you do when you have a flat tire? Well, there's a couple things you could do. The first thing you could do is go and buy a new inner tube. And if you go to the store, any bike shop, this is what an inner tube is going to look like, and it's going to cost anywhere between $6 to $8. The second option is that you could patch your inner tube using a patch kit. That's going to look something like this. And the patch kit, just for one patch, would cost less than $1. It's much cheaper, much more effective option. So let's go into how you patch your inner tube when you get a flat. So first, let's label the parts. So this is all this is the wheel. This rubber out here is the tire. On the inside of this tire, there is the inner tube. And what's making your flat is that there's a hole in the inner tube where the air is leaking out, and so there's no pressure on the tire. And then what's supporting all that is the rim right here. So what we're going to do to fix the flat is we're going to have to take the inner tube out of the tire and off of the rim. And so to do that, we're going to start with some tire irons. Tire irons look like this, and they have this little curved edge right here. And what we're going to do, we're going to take the first tire iron, and we're going to wedge that curved edge in between the rim and get it under the lip of the tire, and just pull the tire outside of the rim like that. And what you can do that's pretty handy with these tire irons is that they have a little hook right here, so that I can just put it on the spoke and it stays. And then I take the other tire iron and do the same thing over here. And boom, keep going. And now it's getting, now at this point I can actually just like take the tire iron, get it under the tire, and slip the whole tire off of the rim, like that. Boom. Now we have one lip off of the rim, and that's all we need. We don't need to take the whole tire off, we just need to take this one lip out, because that allows us to get the inner tube out. So as we can see, there's a valve sticking through the rim. The first thing to get the inner tube out is you need to push that valve out of the hole and get it out of the rim, like that. And then from there, it's pretty easy to just take that valve, pull the rest of the inner tube out, like this. All right. Now that the inner tube is out of the tire, we have to find the hole so we can patch it. To find the hole, what we're going to do is we're going to take a pump, and we're going to fill it with a little bit of air. You don't need a whole bunch, you just need a little bit so that the air will start leaking out of the hole that's in the inner tube, and then you can find it. Okay, so I'm pumping it up, and I can hear it coming out of somewhere, and I can see, oh, there's a hole right there, and if I pump it up again, I can actually feel the air coming out of the hole. It's right there. There's a little tear right there. So, what we're going to do now, so I'll tell you what, that was pretty easy to find. However, sometimes there are very small holes that are hard to see, and it's hard to feel even. So, what do you do if you can't see or feel, or you can't easily tell where the hole is? When you can't find the hole, you're going to use a bucket of water, and we can start at the valve. That's a good place to start because you just know where you started. You insert it into the water, and then you rotate to find the hole. Okay, so bubbles came out right there. That means there's a hole right there. And now I can bring it up and I can see, yes, there's a big hole right there. That's where we need to patch it. So now that we have found the hole, here comes in the patch kit. Inside the patch kit, here's what you're gonna find. You're gonna find instructions. You're gonna find glue. You're gonna find a patch or patches. And you're gonna find some sandpaper, like that. The first thing you're gonna do is read the instructions. So, you sand down the surface of the hole and around the hole. Second, you're gonna take the glue and you're gonna smear it around on that sanded surface you just made. You can use your finger to smear it, just a very thin layer. And then third, you're gonna let that glue dry. Let it dry for 5 minutes. Fourth, you're going to take the foil off of the patch. And then fifth, you're gonna press the patch onto the area that's sanded down and glued. Make sure it's really on there and it sticks. Okay, so let's do it. Got my sandpaper, I see the hole, and I'm gonna sand down the area on the hole and around the hole. Now you wanna make sure that the area you're sanding down is bigger than the actual patch you're using, because you wanna make sure that the patch isn't going on any rough area. The whole point of sanding it down is to make it smooth, clean it up, so that the patch can really just stick onto a smooth surface. So make sure that the patch is only sitting on sanded surface, so sand a large area. All right, now I've sanded down the surface. Next, I'm going to apply a layer of glue. When you're applying the glue, you just want to start in the center. Make sure you're definitely getting the hole in the center, then just circle out, applying a thin layer of glue as you circle out. It doesn't want to be too thick either because you want it to actually dry and work. So don't make it thick, just a thin layer of glue. And of course, also make this glue bigger than the patch itself. If the patch is the size of a nickel, make the glue area a patch size of like a quarter. It just needs to be bigger than the patch so the patch is only sticking to glue. All right, so I've applied the glue. Now we just gotta wait. We have to let it dry for 5 minutes. Okay, so now while we're waiting for the glue to dry, set this aside, we can check the tire for anything that's still poking through. So something made a flat in your tire or in your inner tube, and that little thorn, nail, whatever, could still be sticking through the tire. So while we're waiting for the glue to dry, we can take something like a rag and first go on the inside of the tire and check. We use our fingers to check and go all the way around to see if there's anything, if we can feel anything still sticking through. Because if I put the inner tube back in and there's still something sticking through, that'll just make another hole again, and we're gonna have to do this all over again. And we don't wanna do that, so let's be thorough and just check all the way inside. All right, nothing there. And then check the outside. All right, so the tire's good. There's nothing still sticking through. So we finished that. Now we just gotta wait and let the glue finish drying up. Now that the glue is dry, we can finally get out the patch. Now, the reason you need to let the glue dry, and it's different from most other glues, is that this glue is different because it is preparing the surface for the patch to go on. So it's not actually, you don't want to put the patch on it while it's wet. It's really preparing the surface so that the patch itself can stick. Not gluing together on the patch so that it can stick together. It needs to be dry. It really needs to be dry, because if you put it on wet, it probably won't stick, and it'll probably come off and you'll have another flat. So let it dry for 5 minutes. Don't put on the patch until it's dry. Now it's dry, so I'm gonna put on the patch. Also, you wanna be really careful not to touch anything. You don't wanna touch anything because that's gonna get it dirty. You're gonna get your finger oils on it, and it's going to create problems. So just make it not as adhesive. It may not stick, and again, you don't want that coming off because you don't wanna have to do this again. So now that I've got that on there, I didn't touch the glue, I didn't touch anything, I can take one of my tire irons and I can use that to really smooth down the patch and make sure it completely sticks down. Kind of iron it out. All right, that's looking pretty good. And that's ready. That's patched tire, patched inner tube. So now let's see if it holds air. Yep, that's holding down all right. So we have our inner tube, it's patched, it's ready to go back inside the wheel. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna find the hole in the rim. That's the hole right there. The reason is because we have to put this valve through the hole first. And what you can do is you can, pull that tire off to the side, insert that valve right in, like that, and then just pull the tire back over the inner tube. So now that little section of the inner tube is inside the tire. We're gonna put all the rest of the inner tube inside the rest of the tire. Put it all the way around. All right, so now that's all in. Now, we still have that lip of the tire outside the rim, so we have to put that lip back into the rim as well. And you can do this with your fingers at first, however, at the very end, it'll start to get harder, and at the very end, you're probably gonna need to use some tire irons. So, we get out the tire irons. All of this lip is in, just have this little last section. I'm gonna take the tire iron, and I'm just gonna grab the rim, and I'm gonna lift the lip of the tire over back into the rim, and boom, that just popped in. and we're ready to go. So now that your your flat is patched and it's ready to be inflated, you need to know what's the right pressure to inflate it to. And you can figure that out by reading the sidewall of the tire right here. And if I look around, it'll be here somewhere. Okay, keep looking. Okay, right here. It says maximum pressure 85 psi. So I don't want to go above 85 psi. So I can probably, you know, if I want a comfortable ride, you can do it a little bit softer, more like 60. If you want a little bit harder, durable ride, maybe go higher, maybe like 70. So I'm gonna go ahead and say 65. All right, now you know how to fix a flat, and this will really come in handy. It'll also save you a lot of money, so you don't have to go out and buy a new inner tube every time you just get a little thorn in your tire, something like that. It's a great skill to know. Thanks for watching.